I, 27, female, am the oldest of four children. My mom, 58, female, and dad, 61, male, have four children. Me, Damien, 26, male, Jamie, 24, male, and Lexi, 21, female. My parents got divorced a few months ago because dad found out about mom's long-term affair. She was sleeping with a guy from a European country. They had an affair fest whenever he was in our city for work or whatever. I won't get into details of the affair, just know that the affair hit my dad hard, especially because they had been married for over 30 years. My mom was mad that dad was divorcing her, but she wasn't all that remorseful about the affair. She claimed that they weren't emotionally involved, so the affair was just something dad should ignore. That logic didn't sit well with any of us. My siblings and I had gone low contact with our mother because of this. Now, let me tell you what blew up our family events further. My dad knew that my mother had been sleeping with the affair partner even around the times that she got pregnant with us. He knew that there was a big possibility that one or more of us wouldn't be his child. One day he sat us down and told us that he wanted to take paternity tests and wanted our approval for it. He explained that he wanted and needed to know the truth for himself. He also said that nothing would change, no matter what the results said, because he raised us, so he is our father and will be our father for the rest of his life. It was a very emotional day and all of us cried. We unanimously agreed to take paternity tests because we wanted Dad to have his answers. When the results came back, we found something shocking. Everyone except Lexi is Dad's biological child. Lexi was extremely shocked when Dad told her the results, and none of us wanted to know what the results said. We were content with just Dad knowing. It was actually Lexi who pushed for answers. I'm realizing now that Mom may have told her something about the possibility of her not being my dad's. I can't say for sure though. Dad didn't want to talk about the paternity test, but eventually gave in after Lexi kept pushing him. He could never say no to her. She was the youngest and the most precious to all of us. Now, I don't even want to call her my sister. That's why I'm going to say that she is my ex-sister. After all, she abandoned us and basically said that she didn't feel connected to us anymore. My dad kept assuring Lexi that nothing had changed in his heart and mind. She was still his child, but Lexi was sort of in a daze when she found out the truth. She left without saying much. We sent her a supportive text but gave her space because she needed it. We thought that she would come around once she realized that Dad loved her no matter what. And then one day, everyone got a text from her and she basically said that now that she knows the truth, she will be off to build a relationship with her bio father. She didn't want to continue having a relationship with Dad and said that he should forget about her. She also said that she would really appreciate it if me and my siblings kept our distance from her because she doesn't feel connected to us anymore. Mind you, we come from the same mother. My dad and us siblings begged her not to do this. We assured her that nothing has changed for us. We tried to tell her that we are family and we would fully support her seeking out her bio dad. That wasn't good enough for her. She wanted nothing to do with us. She left us when we were already at a low point in life. My siblings and I were heartbroken, but no one was more heartbroken than my dad. He was absolutely devastated by this. He continuously begged Lexi not to cut ties with him. I heard him call Lexi and cry to her. He said that she's still his daughter and he loves her. Lexi only had mean things to say to him. It was always about how he wasn't her real father. She didn't want to live in a family who she couldn't connect with. She could not pass away the opportunity to have a relationship with her real dad. She said and did a lot of things that hurt. My siblings and I were truly heartbroken, but that quickly turned to anger when our dad had a heart attack a month later. The doctors said it was due to all the stress. He was already weak after not taking proper care of himself. After his heart attack, he got even weaker. We had to hire a nurse for him because he was in very bad condition. Lexi knew all this, but still didn't reach out. She simply didn't care. I really don't know how someone can abandon their family after more than 2 whole decades. I just don't know. My siblings and I stopped thinking about her too much and concentrated on getting our father back to good health. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. 6 months later, my dad had another heart attack, and this time he didn't make it. That was just a few weeks ago. My siblings and I are still in shock. It's hard to believe that Dad has passed away. We had a funeral for him, you know. We even invited Lexi. I thought maybe she would at least come and say goodbye, if nothing else. She just replied that she didn't want to come to an unknown person's funeral. That was the last straw for all of us. From that day, my sister became my ex-sister. This may sound mean and dramatic to you, but that's exactly how I feel. I don't consider her my sister anymore. My siblings feel the same way. We haven't been the same after Dad died. All of us were struggling. We were sure that we would never talk to Lexi again. Then Lexi started to message us. She said that we need to give her the inheritance Dad left to her. She said that she knew Dad had left us a lot of money, and since we didn't bother to contact her about it, she's going to ask for it directly. I just couldn't believe this. I still can't, actually. This woman somehow found out that my father left us a very large inheritance. We had no idea that he had so many assets and investments. The inheritance is a total of $6 million, give or take. My siblings and I haven't sorted out the details because we're too busy grieving our father. But Lexi, who basically abandoned and disowned my dad, was asking for her fair share. My siblings and I were super pissed off and decided to have a video call with her to shut her down. We told her that Dad didn't leave her a share, so she won't be getting a penny from us. We even offered to show her the will that clearly stated only me and my 2 brothers as the sole beneficiaries. Lexi had a full meltdown at that. She said that it's impossible that Dad didn't leave anything for her because she was his favorite and he loved her the most. She went into some weird tangent about how we must be lying and punishing or stealing from her. We couldn't take her horrible rants anymore, so we hung up on her. It's been a few days, but my siblings and I are being harassed by her and our maternal family. Everyone on that side, including my mother, is telling us that we should share the inheritance and not be so cruel to our own sister. We are really tired of these messages. We want to move on from this fast and not have any kind of contact with Lexi. But if she keeps harassing us like this, I don't know what we will do. I'm just so tired and heartbroken. I'm the oldest, so I already have a lot of responsibility on me. I feel like I'm unable to handle this correctly. I wish someone would just come and wave a magic wand to make it all go away. I miss my dad and my world feels empty. So many emotions are going through me that I am completely confused and distressed right now. If you think you can help me, please tell me what to do. Edit. I cannot reply to all the comments, but that doesn't mean I'm not willing to address your doubts and questions. Please read this edit if you want more information on this matter. You guys have been asking questions about why she was surprised that my dad had so much money. She was surprised because she didn't know, and neither did we. We honestly had no idea that our father had so much money. We knew that he had investments, but we didn't know any details on this matter. My father has been very secretive about all this. He has seen his uncles fight over his grandfather's estate and has seen firsthand how money can change people for the worst. My siblings and I are not entitled in any way, so I am saying that we would have done this. It sucks that our father didn't believe us enough to share these things with us. But I also know that he is justified in what he did. I understand his reasons. I wish I had taken some more investment lessons from him because, oh boy, he did grow his money in the best way possible. Some of you have been saying that my ex-sister can contest the will because she is legally his child. Well, that's the thing. My father disowned her when he made the will. The will is pretty airtight, and he took all measures to make sure Lexi can't cause trouble for the rest of us. Speaking of my dad, two of you guys said that maybe Lexi was right in leaving because if my father had really considered her a daughter, he wouldn't have cut her out of the will. You guys can go kick rocks. Lexi isn't entitled to anything. My dad would have given Lexi her fair share if she had bothered to stay in touch. He was ready to forgive her and have a relationship with her even after he got that horrible heart attack. He had called Lexi up and told her how bad his health had been. I'm not sure of the complete details of what Lexi said, but it was enough to make him super sick again. The very next day he called a lawyer, changed his will while also disowning her. He didn't hate her. He was just disappointed in her. He tried his best, but Lexi was the one who disowned him first. The things she said and the way she acted are enough to prove that. Update 1. I'm going to start this by saying I didn't expect so many comments. I was and still am in a very bad place. Your comments have really helped me feel a little better. This was literally supposed to be a vent post. I will admit that I hope people would give me some neutral perspective so that I can be sure we are doing the right thing. My family on both sides is differently biased, so I have trouble deciding if I should consider their opinion. You guys solved a big problem for me. You guys just confirmed that my feelings on this matter are absolutely right. Although I received a few DMs telling me that I shouldn't spew so much venom about my sister and that she is a victim too. She is a victim of what exactly? Of the affair? She has been openly supporting the affair and even told Mom that she should have just left to be with him, and now is the chance to marry him. She moved countries as soon as he learned who her bio father was. She wanted nothing to do with Dad and said so many hurtful things that he landed in the hospital. I have full right to blame her for my dad's death. He wouldn't have become so weak and could have survived for way longer if she hadn't been so cruel. She isn't a teenager who needed help, and even if she did need help, she didn't seek it. It has been 6 months since the affair and paternity had been revealed. Lexi had plenty of time to realize her mistake and apologize to Dad. My dad would have welcomed her back with open arms. That's how much he loved her. I was a big little princess, but she was his little princess. Also, I'm not speaking against my sister because I'm jealous of the attention Dad gave her. Dad isn't the only one who has been betrayed by Lexi. All of us loved her because she is the youngest. I've been her biggest cheerleader and supporter. I was the first one to tell her that paternity changes nothing between us. Well, it didn't change things for me, but it did for her. I'm disowning her because of her actions and not because of her paternity. I had begged her to see sense. You guys talked about therapy here. I begged Lexi to join us for family therapy, and she refused every time. Then she started distancing herself from me as well. One day she straight up told me that she didn't feel connected to me anymore because we had different dads. That was it for me. The way she destroyed my dad and ruined her relationship with us absolutely made us hate her. I am at least talking about her. My siblings would rather just forget about her and pretend she doesn't exist. Kind of like she has started to pretend that we don't exist. In 6 months, she never once reached out to any of us. It was mostly me who tried to convince her to talk to us and Dad. I didn't harass her or anything. I just made a single call out of sheer desperation after my dad was home from the hospital. Lexi is made of stone. She never cared. She is crying just because she didn't get an inheritance. If she really loved Dad, she would have shown up at the funeral. Good thing my father made an airtight will. And no, I am not going to share my part of the inheritance with Lexi, and neither will my other siblings. My mom and ex-sister can ask and keep asking forever. It's not going to happen. They are still demanding a share, just as I am speaking here. My siblings and I are ignoring them as much as possible. I don't know when they will stop trying to harass us, but I hope it's soon, because this is becoming old and irritating now. I just want to grieve my father in peace and not have these two breathing down my neck. I just wish Lexi would go back to Europe already. Anyway, thank you guys for reading this. I don't know if I will make another update, but if you are interested, I will come back if something changes. Hopefully, it's positive news. Update 2. I honestly didn't think that I would be back so soon. This is sort of bizarre because I didn't expect Lexi and my mom to try and threaten us. I already told you that our maternal family has been harassing us too, because my mom and ex-sister have been crying to them. My siblings and I just recently started blocking everyone who doesn't want to listen to us. We did give them a final explanation, complete with details of Lexi's behavior and the things she said to my father. Surprisingly, some of them backed off and said they didn't know the complete details. I haven't reached out to anyone outside of that one explanation. I feel betrayed by that side of the family too. They were too quick to come to Lexi and Mom's defense and didn't even bother asking for our side. Most of them still think that Lexi deserves a fair share, no matter what happened in the past. All of them have been blocked now. Lexi and Mom probably got a little worried because of this, so they started to threaten to sue us. I laughed and sent them a message telling me to go ahead. They haven't seen the will, so they don't know exactly how airtight it is. I actually want them to try their luck and find out the hard way. Let them waste some money on lawyers and then find out that they cannot contest the will in any way. What really pissed me off was the fact that they had probably lied to a few of our relatives about what happened. I'm pretty sure now that they have concocted some story about my father abandoning Lexi after the paternity tests were revealed. That would make sense why my maternal side suddenly started hating my dad and calling him names. I can't say for sure, though. I would have to seek people out and find out the details, which I am really not interested in doing right now. I'm already pretty miffed by the fact that no one has been seeing our side and none of them had any problems harassing 3 people who just lost their father. I have been speaking to my siblings about all this too. They are in a bad place too, just like me. We had to make the decision to start cutting people off because this is becoming too much for us. They know about Lexi and Mom's threats of a lawsuit and have agreed not to tell them that they will be wasting their time. Since they already stole our mental peace and wasted our time, might as well let them suffer a little too. That's all we have decided to do. Now we have to wait and see if they will actually be stupid enough to sue. Update 3. I really didn't think they would sue us, but they did. Both of them challenged the will and started a lawsuit. The estate lawyer got involved and literally laughed with us when we were discussing this. He couldn't believe that they would be this stupid. They will lose. Not only the lawsuit, but also a lot of money in lawyer fees. I don't know how he convinced a lawyer to take on their case, but they managed somehow. They haven't seen the will in person, so maybe that's why they are so sure that they will have a chance. I always read the stories about entitled people, but never imagined that I would find some within my own family. I mean, the audacity and entitlement are just unimaginable. They are now accusing me of being a sellout and greedy because I have stopped responding to them altogether. I tried to tell them exactly why the inheritance would be split, why Lexi doesn't deserve anything from Dad. They aren't willing to listen. And what surprised me was the fact that even my mother was contesting the will. My mom and dad had already gotten through the divorce and everything had been settled before my father died. I don't know why she thinks she has a claim over his inheritance. This is just plain bizarre. I used to think that my mother was a good person, but in the last year, all my views on her have changed. She is nothing but a snake. Pardon me for saying bad things about my mother, but I just can't help myself. Also, one of my maternal cousins reached out to apologize to me. She even warned me that Lexi and Mom had planned to somehow sneak into Dad's place and start living there secretly. They probably thought that they could establish tenancy and make it difficult for us to make them leave. I don't even know why Lexi is making big plans like this, because she needs to be back in Europe soon. I guess money does make you do stupid things. Rest assured, my siblings and I changed the locks and set up motion sensor cameras all around the place to make sure Lexi and Mom couldn't go through with their plan. It would be difficult to get them out if they are somehow able to establish tenancy. You know what the worst part is? I was right in assuming that Mom and Lexi had fabricated stories about my dad to make him look bad. They have been telling everyone that my father is the one who disowned Lexi because she wasn't his child. Apparently, he drove her away and hurt her so badly that Lexi left the country. They also said that me and my siblings were enabling our father and supporting his horrible behavior towards Lexi. Oh boy, you have no idea how much my blood boiled while listening to all this. I had my younger brother Damien, 26 male, circulate screenshots from Dad's phone where he was begging Lexi to come home while Lexi was saying that he wasn't her father and that it was pathetic of him to want someone else's child. I read some of the texts recently and have been thoroughly disgusted. In the last conversation my dad had with Lexi, she accused him of having inappropriate feelings towards her because it's not natural for him to love her as a child when he knew that she wasn't his biological daughter. If I see Lexi in person, I will have to try very hard not to punch her in the face. That's how mad I am. My siblings are all disgusted too. My brother Jamie, 24 male, has already started therapy because he couldn't deal with everything. My poor brother was already a sensitive boy and all this has destroyed him. I blame my mother the most, you know. She's the one responsible for all this in the first place, but I also can't overlook Lexi's part. I wish I could just delete the part of my life where I had loved them. It hurts, but it also makes me angry. I guess it's time for me to start therapy as well. Update 4. Hello guys, you all wanted an update once things were settled. I can't disappoint you, so I had to come back with an update. Sorry, it took a little time. Court dates cannot be early no matter how fast the case was closed. The formalities took time, so my ex-sister and mother saw the will with their own eyes after the estate lawyer showed it to them. It was a last-ditch effort to make them back off because my and my siblings' mental health was getting worse than before. The estate lawyer is someone we have known for years, so he is sort of a friend to us. He recommended that we try to give them a chance to back off. Lexi, our mother, and their lawyer read the will. Did they change their mind? Absolutely not. They went through with the lawsuit anyway. They tried to use Dad's health against us and said that he wasn't in condition to make sound decisions. We got test reports, statements of the estate lawyer, and statements of the nurse who looked after him. It was as clear as day that he was in his right mind. Lexi and mother tried to argue that Dad loved them a lot and it's next to impossible that he didn't leave them anything. Lexi had the nerve to cry at court and say that we were punishing her for not being our father's biological daughter and that Dad would have wanted her to have something from his wealth. The good thing is that courts require evidence and not fake tears to judge a case. Their claims had been dismissed. The will couldn't be contested. Lexi was devastated, of course. They didn't stop harassing me and my siblings after the case either. We couldn't block them because we needed text evidence in case they tried something new. They did go through with their plans of getting into Dad's house and trying to establish tenancy. They knew that me and my siblings rarely visited the place because it hurt to be there without Dad. They had no idea that we installed security cameras. The cameras sent an alert to all of us siblings, and we called the cops to get them off the property. I saw that Lexi tried to use a key to get into the house. Can't believe she held on to that key so that she could use it when required. Anyway, they got escorted out and soon realized that their second plan had failed. The maternal side of the family also started to detach itself from the mess after the screenshots were released into the group chat. My siblings and I received some apologies, while others are still blocked. We don't know if and when we will forgive them. You will be surprised to know that Lexi did 180 later. A few weeks after the court case, Lexi sent all three of us a long letter. In that letter, she basically admitted that she messed up big time. She talked about how she was in a bad mental space after the paternity tests, and Mom got into her head that she should stick with her because Mom knew who the bio dad was. Mom convinced her that my dad would slowly start hating her, so it's better if she moves away on her own. Then she started telling her that her biological father is actually a rich man who lives abroad. The bio father also got in touch and tried to play Dad, which Lexi liked. He was the one who insisted that my dad had inappropriate feelings towards Lexi because she isn't actually his child. Lexi went to see him and meet with him because she wanted to have him in her life. Mother occasionally visited with the hope that she would rekindle things with the man and marry rich again. Well, turns out the man was married and had a family. He was taking money from Lexi and Mom with the fake promise of buying a house. When the man's wife and kids found out about Lexi and my mother, they gave him an ultimatum to cut the side piece and the affair child off or never see them again. He chose his marriage and stopped communicating with them. Lexi was forced to move back just as my dad passed away. Mother was already here and told Lexi to come back because Dad left a huge inheritance and she is entitled to a part of it. Mother had apparently brainwashed her and made her do all these things. Lexi may have thrown Mother under the bus, but I know that she is equally responsible for what happened. She was begging for forgiveness and said that she just wanted a relationship with us again and would never ask for money. My siblings and I don't want to have a relationship with her, and we made that very clear. I don't know if she has gotten the memo because we have finally blocked her. The lawsuit is over, so we don't need any evidence now. We did send her a warning that we would sue for harassment if she kept sending us messages. We have also blocked our mother and won't have a relationship with her ever again. I think it's time for me and my siblings to finally cut the toxic trash loose and be on our way. It's time for us to properly grieve our father and heal ourselves. I knew that. I needed to get myself into therapy just like Jamie did. You guys encouraged me as well. I had the realization and also talked to Damien to convince him to join therapy. We are now in group and individual therapy and working on ourselves. It's too early to say if it's actually helping, but it does feel nice talking things out and properly processing our emotions. I think the three of us will be okay. At least we have each other, right? Our dad's family has also been super supportive, so that's nice. Since I am trying to put everything behind me, this is going to be my last update. Thank you for allowing me to vent here and pick your brains for some advice. This is it. I will probably delete this post, but to let you guys read the update, it will remain here for a while. Stay tuned for more stories from our girl relationships.